Well, hello everybody. It's Tyler, and Tyler's tip of the day is on Sofi. And yes, I went back here and I'm got a lot of information I want to share with you, but I'm going to try to do it as quick as I can because my stepson showed him the video that I did last, and he said, "Ooh, too long. People don't have that kind of attention span," and he's right. Most people are kind of short. I know what I want, and I want it now, right? So what we're going to do here is I'm going to show you a few things quickly. I'm going to take this right here, my back display. Give me just a second to get things set up. I know there's another way to do this. It's much better, but I'm going to do it this way. And we're going to go like so. And then we're going to come down here and start with what we want to show you. And we're going to start by showing you, oh, the poor birds. It's one of my videos up there that had some poor bird flew into our window the other day. But let's get over here to SoFi. This is much better news, even though there's you can see the percentages down. And the reason that I'm coming in here right now at this time, well, you can look down here on the chart, see what's going on. Got some action, got some movement. The volume is at 37 million, average 49.4, but lately that's not been the average because if you jump over here to the historical data, let's get to it right now and look down here at the wow, that's been some incredible volume right there, hasn't it? I mean, look at that. It is insane. Really getting up over 100,000. And even on Friday when they had the bash down with the downgrades, I call it a triple decker downgrade. And well, let's look into some of this. I'm going to start off. I've got a bunch of notes here. You might be impressed that I'm not just winging it this time. I'm actually going to do it with things like this all written out. Now, it's a lot of scribbly, and they might not be able to see that very well, but it's all there, and there's a lot of information here. And so we're going to try, though, to keep it short because my stepson did say it was too long. So let's go. Let's go back to start with number one. And by the way, the volume this morning, I was tracking it since 5 o'clock. I can get up in here and see what I was doing right here since 5 a.m. And where it was at 5:02 was the low for the day that they're not showing on Yahoo. Yahoo's only showing a low right now of, let's go see what they're showing. Days range 820. Got news for you. The old cock crowing here got up with the roosters to use here to crow out the real number, which was 809, which was the low of the day. And you can look and verify that if you want. It could have got it maybe a penny less, but that's what I saw. So let's just take a look what was going on with the volume. Well, compared to my days in the past, because I always do this one here, I started really early in the morning because this was the day I expected manipulation on it. And I'm sorry, I'm not going to use that word anymore. I expected it to tumble, and it did. So I'm going to get away from claims of the manipulation. I think that's not going to be getting us anywhere. We're just going to talk about the good things and the positive stuff, and I'll be done with my rant as far as what I thought was going on, and games being played and all that stuff. It's just, well, as one other, I watch other YouTube videos, and one other person said, it's just a cooling off. And I said, okay, yeah, it's just a cooling off. I can take that. And I look down here, and it says down here on this headline, well, why shares of SoFi cooled off today. And by the way, in case you're not aware of it, cooling off for a stock is not a bad thing. That's when it's healthy, and it's a good sign to let it breathe a little bit. You pop the top off of it there at 10.23 when it was back here at 10.23 a share. Yeah, the pop came off. The top came off the pop. Whatever, you know what I mean. So anyway, look at all this volume over here. It's massive volume coming in now. You were talking about 56 million when it was down here in the sevens. Then on it goes up, and as it hit the top, it was really starting to uncork. And to show you that here, look at this 1 year chart here. Look at that thing. Move it over. I click my mouse in the left and in the center, and I just move it over. I scroll over with my mouse to the left after I've clicked and selected in the center. And just to show you what all these lines mean here, the blue line that you're seeing there is a 45-day. This gold one is a 50-day. So I have those two close together. And I can see, like right here, you can see the blue shorter term is slightly gapping away from. So I'm watching this real close right here. And you can see right here the 10-day moving average, they bumped it down just below that, where we're sitting right now. And another part of the reason that I think this is important for you to look at this right here. So anyway, let's get back over here. So let's get over here and say why with these estimates that I'm looking at over here on the right. Let's get up here just a little bit because as you can see, 4 quarters ago, There were the estimate right there, and it was higher that they actually generated in the way of earnings. And then the next quarter, which was 3 ago, there you go, did it again. Then look at this, way over. So you can see they're beating the street each time. And I know I'm going back over this, but some people are new to the stock, so please be understanding that those people needs to know all these things. And then when you look into these revenues, you can see that 4 years ago, 442 million, and during COVID, it went up to 565 million, 977 million plus, 1.52 billion. I mean, this thing is really starting to get out of hand, and it's for anybody that might have been shorting it, and maybe in my other videos, I said maybe someone made a call and all that. Well, maybe that didn't happen. Maybe this is just like the other persons that I've watched and some others have said. And I'm agreeing that that's probably the possibility. It's just a cool off. And then it warms up and then it gets hot again, hopefully. So maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. I can't guarantee anything. I am not a certified financial advisor. So be sure that you do your own due diligence and don't take my word for it. And I always suggest to people, please invest moderately when you come into a position with a little bit nibble here, nibble there afterwards as it continues to climb, and you build on the value of the portfolio where those positions are lower that you got in if you keep going at it like that. So that's my suggestion rather than diving in. You can break your neck doing that. So, and many people have, and believe me. So be careful there. Just 1 second, please. All right. One thing I've got here in Michigan, we have so much smoke outside in the air. You look up, you can hear plane, you can't see it. It's very thick coming in here from Canada, and I'm having trouble with my sinuses and everything. My eyes are been burning, and I even put up a video about it to show that to other folks that it was really bad here. I put up a video of when we were up on Holton Lake with Pappy for Happy Pappy Day, and we were out there on the pontoon, and I took a video across the lake, and you couldn't even see the shoreline over there hardly. It was just barely visible. So hey, if you're outdoors right now, think about maybe doing that at another time if you're up here in the Northeast. And if you look at Mr. MBB or something, I think that's what is it his channel is, and he's got great information on that and good overhead video. And also Ryan Hall Y'all, which is a weather provider on YouTube, who's phenomenal, and he's just got a real operation going. He's connected, and he's there's no comparison with what you see on CNN or these other big, network stations. He's so far beyond them as far as what he's showing you in the way of convections and movement and different types of radars and stuff. So, shameless plug for him. I'm not here to be doing that necessarily, but it might help you. This information might help you, just like this information I'm going to show you right here now. So let's move forward. And I'll start off by, like I said, I was told my video is too long, so we're going to try and keep it nice and short, and I'm going to be blazing through this. Okay, so here we go. Uh, and by the way, I hope you're all doing well. I appreciate you taking the time to drop by here and just and click on the little like button so more people can have access to this information if you find it valuable, if it's helpful to you. And uh, I've been thinking lately about a new name, a new channel, even instead of just my name Tyler Self, because and I put that up for my music purposes. I'm an artist, and I have my own records out there on the internet for people to listen to on Google Play and all that good stuff, and Spotify. And so this is the way people can help me out is if they contribute. They don't have to give me any money or pay for anything. They're already members of these music services. So if you have access to one of those, then come to my name, Tyler Self, and just that way, you don't have to. I don't have to have a thing down here at the bottom where people click on it and give me money directly or whatever. And I don't have to wait for that monetization. If you want to just listen to some interesting songs created from guys from all over the world and gals, by the way, because some of them is help from people in Germany and Spain and Greenland even, and so all over the place, France. And so if you want to go down that path of my stuff, then great. But I'm thinking about trying to separate some of this channel up and have a financial channel, and therefore, what name do you think would be appropriate for me to use for my stock channel name? And so I'm going to just look at whatever you happen to type in down in the comment section. And then I'm going to look at the best one of those. And I'm going to let somebody know that they won, and that's one that I picked. Now I have a few I'm going to run by you, and maybe it would be better to go this way, but maybe not. We'll just see. But here's a few that I have that I've been thinking about, and since I get up so early in the morning, I was thinking, the early bird. I've said it before. The early bird gets the worm. So maybe an association to the bird, the fowl, would be good. So I thought maybe I would go with. There's just a possibility. Well, let me back up. As I said, my music channel is really. I started out this channel as a music channel and under Tyler Self, and then I changed it over and started doing financing. And I also do a lot of life hacks. I do tons of things that show people how to take shortcuts and do things that make life easier. So anyway, um, make a long story short, now I'm thinking to separate, and I need to pick a name. Help me out getting the name. And I was thinking about, since again we're talking about early birds getting the worm, then a bird relationship. But before that, I thought since my music was a connection, I could be the stock rocker. What do you think? Thumbs up, thumbs down on that one, stock rocker. Or since that's not really, again, that's just my musical connection, which I kind of like a little bit. But how about this one? The stock hawk, which is a bird, obviously, and that one they're very, you know, hawks are very interesting. I saw one time that had fallen out of a tree, and I'm not gonna. I was so angry at the person who actually killed this hawk, which was senseless and ridiculous, and I was so mad. But I got to see the hawk up close. It had a wingspan that must have been 5 or 6 feet. It was incredible. But the ends of the wings were serrated like this, like your fingers are. And owls are the same way. They're unlike any other birds, many anyway, because those serrations on the end, I saw this on Discovery or something, or National Geographic. They actually make the wings more silent, the bird more quiet as it comes in and glides in without moving its wings. It can't be heard. So there's something else you've learned today here on this channel other than how to possibly invest. And what we're looking at now, let's look at the price. You can see we're at 848. Looks good, and the volume still looks very good. Now let's just go forward here. Uh, so as far as the point I was making before about how this was being restricted and being pulled back and manipulated, and there might be some coercion and people working together to all bring this down. Uh, Among it all is the main key thing, and that is the volume that just continues on this stock. And if you look down here, and I'll highlight it here, you can see that, as I've said before, there are so many retailers coming in on this that do just small amounts, 5 shares, 10 shares, 3 shares. It happens constantly every single day, and that's the thing I find very impressive about it. So just wanted to bring that to your attention. And but as for this cool down period, maybe we could also relate that to something that would be, you know, like I said, I want it now. Let's say you go out and buy a nice ribeye, big thick ribeyes, and you get them home and you're ready to just enjoy that delicious, a little bit of horseradish and a nice red merlot or whatever you're choosing. And you have to hold though, because you're not going to get the full advantage of that ribeye until you season it and age it and let it sit in a marinade. You know, whether you're aware of this or not, with beef especially, um, aged beef, especially what they call, there's two types. There's a wet aged beef, which you can do sort of in the refrigerator under certain conditions, a cooler climate with a fan and stuff. Or there's a dry aged beef. And actually, the wet, I take it back. The wet one is when you're doing we vacuum pack it and then freeze it. That's the wet. The dry is when you put it into a cooler temperature and you let it sit for a duration. Some people say up to 14 days even. But that beef right there, if you want to buy that, you're talking about a minimum of 2 times what it is. But in some places, especially fancy restaurants, it can be 4 to 5 times more expensive to order dry aged beef. So why I'm comparing that is because although we want to just start chowing down on SoFi right now, and some people are already enjoying some, looks like here for early afternoon, the brunch, then or not brunch, whatever you'd call it. Uh, then again, that's the early bird special. So maybe they're going to come on in here, and we'll see what happens here. But all right, now again, I'm getting too long. I got to try to keep this under 10 minutes. I'm probably already at that point. I should set a timer. That's what I'm going to do on my next one. I promise you, folks. I'm going to set a timer on the next one. And so here we go. Let's let's go ahead and move forward. And what I want you to note about this stock is the volume, as I said, was very low in comparison to on Friday when the triple decker downgrade came out. But on that downgrade, the percentage of the drop was not as much as it was with that first downgrade. And I thought that was kind of interesting to take note of. That first downgrade, it went down about 22%. And but prior to that, it had already fallen because the big them beating the street. I don't know what the sense that's made with them continually, like I said, over here showing you them beating the street. But that last one, it had to be smashed down with a 23% drop. So anyway, that's what happened. And then after that, like I said, started to recover. Then bam, it gets the downgrade, drops, and then off to 1023. So now, is it possible that because of the last time's drop being so much lower and then it shot up 4 times the guy's estimate, that now all these analysts that are actually, it's an interesting thing, they've all downgraded the stock, but they've raised their price targets from the last time they did an estimate on it, because weeks ago when they did their estimates, the price was so much lower. Of course, no one was expecting to see this 100% gain over the last month and a half. And so it's caught everybody off guard. And in fact, this is part of the reason that they're claiming that they recently have been downgrading these other three, and they're Piper Sandler and Bank of America and Oppenheimer. And I pointed out that they were all upgrading before, and they had upgraded. They just didn't upgrade high enough. But anyway, now they're changing their estimates to higher than before, even though they're downgrading the stock. So you can tell me what you think of that, but to me, it seems interesting, and I like it, actually. So no problems there. And let's just take a look here. There's some other things here. I wrote this down. Friday, May the 19th. Let's go over here real quick. There we go. Get over here. Friday, May the 19th. Saw a high right here. Look at the volume. First of all, it's down here at 25,000. I don't know if I've got this right, but it opened. Where did it open on that day? 507. See that? And then on Friday the 26th, and this was after, by the way, the 15th downgrade. But look at these numbers afterwards. You're talking just a little bit after at 507 on the 19th. And then if you go up 1 week later, that was a Friday, by the way, because then after the 19th, you can see here it opened on the 22nd. So then you go up a week from that Friday, and that would be the 26th. Where was the price? Well, here on the 19th, 507. On the 26th, it was at 524, wasn't it? And this is after it was supposed to be going to 250. And then if you go up, let's go up a week from that, and that would have been on the June the 5th. And where was it on June the 5th? Well, $7.12 right there. Then one more Friday after that, and that would be the 12th. June the 12th. Where was it on June the 12th? 846 open. Let's see. And then, like I said, Monday on the 15th, they had beaten the street to get, and then they got taken down, and then they had the downgrade. So, what else have I got for you? All right, so we're just going to move quickly ahead. And by the way, let me back up. I will say one thing. On this day, on May 15th, when that news came out, about the downgrade. It was from Wedbush was the name of the firm I believe he worked for, and the gentleman's name was David. And look up here, I have it because I did a little search. I'm gonna check this out a little bit. What are his credentials? How smart is this guy? He got a great track record. Is he making millions in the market? And all the people that are following his guidance, are they all getting rich? Went over here, put him in. There it is. You can go here and check and verify if you want. It's a tip ranks. Tells you about their street coverage and how they're doing, how they're progressing or not progressing. There's a fine gentleman that came out on the 15th of May to tell everyone. But what do you got going on here? Look at his success rate, folks. 98 out of 280. He made a profit. Like, this is this where you want to hitch your wagon to this horse? Negative 8% average return. By the way, the day before this gentleman came out with his downgrade to $2.50, we got an upgrade from BTIG, the firm BTIG. The gentleman's name was, let's see here. What was his name? I have it. Lance Jesseron. He moved the price up to a new, and this was the day before the downgrade to 250. He moved the price up to a new high of $14. So of course, if I've looked up David Chiaverni, I'm going to look up Lance Jesseron and find out if he has. I hope I'm saying both of your names correctly or close enough. And but I said, well, let's go see what this guy's got going on. So we look up Lance. Come down here, same thing. Tip ranks. We're going to go click on him and see what his performance level is. And I go down here and wow. Are you seeing what I'm seeing over here? Hmm? Now he doesn't have near as many. This guy, and this guy's sort of a newbie, I'll admit, but he apparently does a lot better research or whatever. And with SoFi, I think he's going to even improve his accuracy. And these numbers, I think, are going to go right on up. And I could be wrong. Like I'm always saying, I could be completely wrong. So don't trust me when I say. I don't necessarily know. But I hope you find this information okay to hang on to for a little bit longer because I'm trying to keep it short. Like I said, we have, by the way, let's see here. We'll get past this point. Yeah. All right. So I showed you in a previous video that other analysts were raising SoFi targets 1 month ago, and then they all started just recently, the trio of coming down on them and so forth. Um, and I want to give an apology to the Bank of America for one, because they were one of them. It was Bank of America Global Group. I think I pointed out on one of the downgrades, they were one of the ones that were on the downgrade week or so ago. And when I said Bank of America, well, I wonder what have their profits been lately? Well, I found out they're actually pretty good. So I was surprised, and I'm going to eat my words and I'm going to retract my statement in being kind of sarcastic about. But the reason I said it and the reason I made the error, folks, is because I looked at all the other banks and none of them are doing real well. And if you want to take your look at Citibank for an example, where the CEO just announced was last week that they have a expectation in the future year of an additional, like they haven't lost enough already, 300 to 400 million in losses expected coming in the year to come. And so they were telling all of their investors, there was an announcement that was made, be prepared for heavy losses. And they pointed out part of the reason is a 1,600 employee layoff. So, and they've been downsizing and they've been scaling back and they've been cutting things. And again, all of this, all these other banks, besides, I guess, Bank of America, have been doing poorly. But look over here over the last 4 years. I show you again, or that's the last 4 quarters. There's the last one. And look at the analysts down here. And there they are, the last 4 years of revenues. And they're going to be apparently in the green very soon. They're saying by the fourth quarter, that's their expectation. And I have a feeling. See, another thing curious and interesting about this timing of the thing being dropped and all the ratings and the downgrades is that there's so much going on for this company right now. There's so much happening. There's so many positives with the Fed saying, well, we're going to hold off a little bit. Inflation slowed back, cut back some. So we'll just see how it goes. We'll wait it out. Might have to do a little bit more, a couple more quarters, but they might not. But anyway, for now, that's a benefit for SoFi, as well as the moratorium, the being ending on the student loan repayments. And I've said it before, I'll quickly touch on it again. This opens up all kinds of things for SoFi, because I heard the interview with the CEO, Anthony Noto, who, by the way, he believes very much in this company because when they come down on the price on it here just very recently to in those fours, mid fours, he was buying like crazy. And he already owned like 6 million shares. He owns six, he currently owns over 6.4 million shares of this stock, SoFi that he bought. I think it was around, if I remember correctly, around 35,000 shares that he bought. If I was to look it up, you'd see there's this time after time, May the 5th, May the 11th, and back in all during that time, he was buying it. And I like that because this CEO believes in his company. He puts his money where his mouth is. He stands up when it's being, the numbers are horrible, and they actually they weren't horrible numbers. That's just the thing. They beat the street again and by a good bit, and this was just something he did to show everybody. And now look where he's at. The price is double what he was getting it at almost. And it was already. And he didn't sell it. He didn't sell all of his shares, did he? Probably buying more, even as we put up this video. Wouldn't be surprised one bit. Anyway, we get on to the next page. I'm supposed to be keeping this video under 10 minutes. I probably are almost up to 20. I don't know. I'm sorry, and I apologize, but there's so much to say. So let's get on down here. Looking at this. Yep, I talked about that. I've already done that. Hey, we might almost be done with this page. Oh yeah, well, let's just touch on this, and then we'll be done with this. As far as those analysts recently that did the downgrades while they raised the prices of expectation of prices, they're saying now 8 or 9. What if it's just like before, it goes 4 times that? What's that? 8, 16, 24, 32? I don't know if that's going to do that. And a lot of people just laughed out loud and said, this guy really is. They probably just clicked this goodbye button, swiped away or whatever. But I don't care. I'll say it because I can look at this right here and I can see the volume down here. And go ahead and count them with me right here since the 17th. How many days of green candlesticks have there been? Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. How many red ones? 1, 2, 3, 4. So anyway, let's see. It could go there. I'm not saying it's going to. Could drop all the way, like I said, to $6.66. Don't take my word for it because I know very little. I'm just the old codger. Let's go back over and look at the chart. Oh, we're starting to see that's starting to look better and better. 849, eh? Volume, moderate, slow. They're waiting, accumulating. It's my opinion, just accumulation. Come on down here and let's see if we get to the bottom. Yep, I think I got that one done. Got all that done. Let's go on to the next one, and this is the last page. And this touches on people from all walks of life and ages, but particularly the people that are a bit older and they're on budgets, set amounts that they get, either Social Security or pensions. And I'm not trying to tell you to go ever and get a loan or anything. I've never said to anyone to go get a loan or take out a second mortgage to invest in the stock, but almost in this case, this stock for me would be an exception to that. I'm not going to say it though because that would be foolish. Of course, you don't ever invest more than you're willing to lose and capable of losing and handling. But I can tell you one thing: if anybody was shorting this right now, they're probably not seeing this bumping off of the 850 mark. It's probably not too good. Let's get over here and see where we were at this point. 852. Okay. You see that number fall, and we could have a little surprise in store for us. Lastly, let's look at the short and long-term charts. There's a lot of movement on a price and volatility and all this. You don't know who to believe, but if you do the research like I do, you can find out things about their history and how accurate these people are that are doing these, estimates. And it's been a tough time in the market, so a lot of them are probably not doing very well right now because the last few years, everybody knows, Not been great. The market's not been great. It's had a few days where it's been a nice little run and so forth. But today you can see I should, I'm just going to try again to stop saying this. It's something that I've had a belief in for so long, though, and I'm sorry it's inundated in my head. But um, I'll just say that the price has fallen now, and you can see where it's tapered off. You can see the NASDAQ, which is making the recovery. The Russell, nice little recovery here. And if I'm correct, SoFi's in the Russell, I'm pretty sure. And if I'm not right about that, let me know. Look over here. Bing, 851. And then this is the point, folks, where I kind of start to tune into this volume a little bit and watch the level. And I like to say to people, watch the size of the buys. And I think I might be looking in the wrong direction. I think I should be looking over here right now while I'll find out later on when I watch the video. Should I be looking here while I'm directing people over here? Or is it right to be over this way? So I'm testing this right now on you. You get to be the guinea pigs. I hope it's okay with you. Let's see. So yeah, trying to think of a name. Should I call myself the Stock Hawk? You like that one? Do you like the Stock Rooster? I've also got since we're still trying to stay with the bird thing and the early worm, could I get away with the Stock Cock? I don't know if I want to try that one or not. I think my mom would have a heart attack if I told her. She says, "Oh, you changed over now? You got a new channel. What's that one?" Mom, no, I can't. Mom, I'm sorry, I can't. I can't remember it right now, Mom. I don't know. It slipped my mind. All right, I got something stuck in my throat, but we're gonna get right on done down here and be done. I think this is long enough, far long enough. We are watching this chart closely, and let's go. Like I said, I'm going to just break down. Uh, and I was just getting ready to say, as I think a lot of people think such short term, and don't get caught up in this daily stuff and these things that the people are saying necessarily, because there's always an agenda by whoever's putting these things out. Most of the time, in my opinion, I could be wrong, but you got to go with your gut instincts. And when you look at these charts, which I'm going to show you now, you make a decision, and this is where I'm going to close everything. So, again, one more opportunity for you to show your kindness and hit that little like button before we go. And that'll definitely be grateful. I'll be grateful for that. And as you can see where I'm at with my subscriptions, man, I've really climbed in the last couple of weeks of very much improvement. You can see over here over plus 150 in the last 28 days. And I can't complain about that. And I'm grateful to you folks for supporting me with your thumbs ups to help get this shown to folks, and you're helping get it circulated. And then the last thing is, uh, as I always do, I like to say thank you very much. I wish you, and this is kind of starting to get interesting. Should I actually be logging off here? Or could we see something? Well, it isn't going to hurt. You can Again, I say farewell to anybody that wants to log off here. That's all the new information I have for you. I hope you found it good. I've got my sleeves rolled up today. So we're rolling them up because we want to defend SoFi against any naysayers out there. And go and look at some of these other channels out here that are supporting SoFi on YouTube. It's phenomenal. And all of them, I love it because so many people are bringing such diversified information. I can't remember this gentleman's name. One of them, like I said before, I think is the GOAT uh, stock, something like that. And the other one is a gentleman who is really in tune with what's going on in the black pool market and why he's observing all these very large block share buys going on in the black pool while this volume is going up over the 100 million marks, and they're utilizing that black pool right now and keep it under the radar a little bit. So anyway, well, that's pretty much it. Like I said, I'm gonna, like I said, hopefully you will enjoy uh, what I've shown you. I've shown you enough to give me that thumbs up, and but I'm gonna just kind of sit here for just a little bit longer and just monitor things and maybe go into these charts and look here because this is gonna be very interesting. Just one second. Let's go to the historical information because I'm going to show you right here. Look at the volume increases from 56 million on June the 6th. And look at these prices. I counted them at one time. It was like 13 out of 15 days with a new high. And the one time the lower was right here, a penny. So, but the main thing, and then I keep reiterating on this, is this volume level. And like I said, the mere fact that people, if you look, just there's so many Robin Hooders and retail buyers that support the stock, and you can see what's going on here this afternoon. Looking at it, let's get in some more technical charts and get right here. Ooh, what's going on here? Off the chart. And there you have a triple upside crossover right there occurred at 247, 245. And wow, look here, folks, for those of you that I showed on these indicators, how to make those moving averages right here, what they can mean for you. And the 45-day is that blue one, and there's that gold 50-day. Both just crossed over along with the 10-day and the current price. Wow, that looks good, doesn't it, folks? Well, can't be guaranteeing you anything here of the staying on with the power of it, but let's go beyond this one day and let's go over here to a 5-day chart. What's going on there? Well, you can see that after the news of the triple decker downgrade, price was hammered down. As soon as it started to make a move back up, and let's look at these. Yeah, they're significant and they're rapid. They're fast. Look at the acute angle downward here on this. It was immediate. This is a strike right in the morning, man, coming at heavy and that keep it down here. And then again, look at this one, even deeper. So the fall here, you can see over on the right was 974. Down here, the price fell to what? Let's see, what was it? 905. Golly, that's a 69-cent drop. My math is correct. 69 cent. Kaboom. But let's see what that drop was compared to the last drop. So we're going to move this down just a little bit if we can. Come on, there we go. Where was this high? This is stuff you might be able to use, so pay attention. 1006 fell all the way down to what? What is it right there? 1006 to, come on, baby. 932. 1006 to 932. Well, 32 to 10 would be 68 plus add. I should have a calculator out here. I'm sorry to waste your time. 1006. Yeah. 44. So this drop right here, it's going to check my math because I don't like to throw out numbers that aren't true. 10.06 minus, and the drop that they pulled it down to, I'm showing you this because it shows the strength of them to drop it, minus 932. Minus 9.32 equals, that's a 74-cent drop. Huh, what do you know? 74-cent drop right there. And then here, look here. And this is important to you if you're a day trader because you can see a pattern. They're attacking it again from 974 minus, and then what did it fall to? Right here. Oh, I'm almost there. There it is. 905 minus 9.05 equals 69 cents. Huh. So if there were people working, or maybe it just fell, you can see, and there's nobody necessarily working together here. Again, I'm going to change my perception and belief, and I'm going to say that here it just fell further. Okay, and then this time it looks worse, but it actually didn't fall as far. Improvement of 5 cents. Let's see, 69.70. Yeah, 5 cents. So from this uh, tumble to here, 74. This tumble here, 69 cents. And what's the next tumble? This is 894. 8.94 minus, and it fell to what? 821. 73 cents. So see, that first one was 74, 69, now 73. Maybe you put a buy in there at 70 cents, 71. Just saying. Don't know for sure. But what I've learned from the stock market after all these years I've been in, since I won a bunch of money back on the Wheel of Fortune in 1999, that's on the YouTube. If you want to see that video, you just have to put Wheel of Fortune and Pat, P-A-T. Well, what was her name? Amy. I'm sorry. Wheel of Fortune, Amy. And then you put my name, Tyler, because she was one of the contestants, and whoever posted that video, they were the put her name in first. So it says Wheel of Fortune, Amy, and me. You'll see how I did. I won't give it away, so go on over there and check it out. I could put a link in the description, but I just go check that out if you're interested at all in seeing how I did on there. I did okay. I'll just say that. I did all right. All right. And I'm very happy because it allowed me to start really my music career and getting my CDs, which I went to a studio and cut 2 CDs and put them out in the marketplace. And as I said, like I said, now all music's just done online, so it's all available digitally online. And if you download the song, that'll really even help me more than just to listen. So keep that in mind if you want to be helping me, which I'm appreciative of. Yep. So let's get over here. And what are we on? What term here? 5 days. And yeah, we can get in here and you can see up close. It looks pretty darn good. And look at that 10-day moving average moving up. And look down here at the candlesticks. They're turning green, folks. They're turning green. And now, again, I don't know if it's going to keep going that way, but they're going to fight it and keep it. Well, again, it's just my. Yeah, I know. I'm pre-programmed. Okay, but I'm going to lose that because now I'm going to jump over here to this longer term because I said, like my stepson said, people don't have enough. They don't want to be captured for such a long period of time. Just show them enough, and then they'll be on their way. So I'm gonna. I don't even know how long we are now, but hopefully this is going to be fairly short compared to my other ones in the past. But and I thank you for hanging in there with me till the end here. But look at this 1 month chart here, and let's just scale this back some. And wow, I had to look one more time. Just look at all those green candlesticks, day after day after day after day, and the prices. And this is partly why it's cooling off now. Just gone too far, too fast, like that one thing said. There's the trio of analysts said that it was gone too far, too fast. And they also said that they didn't necessarily hammer down like Bank of America. They weren't trying to say it wasn't good. It's just that the relationship to where SoFi was compared to the rest of the S&P, it was the S&P because now I got it wrong. They're in the S&P, and so S&P was only like 9%, maybe 7.6. I don't remember, but this was up over 100%. They had to say no. It's just it's not realistic. But this is how things can happen, and it's probably the same thing was said about prior stocks. Like, well, I'm not going to compare these two directly yet by any means because there's no real relationship. But Apple was very disruptive and changed everything. You've got other companies that had disruptive technology that changed everything, and their prices go crazy. Google, Facebook, look at these prices on these stocks; they're way up there. And people never thought they were going to be there when valuations. When they were at 10, they said there's no way it'll ever be 20. And then when 20, they said, 50 is out of this world. And then 100. And then, you know, so there's always going to be people, no matter what the price is on a stock. I absolutely 100% guarantee there'll be somebody saying it's too high, it's going to come down, that's too much. There's always, doesn't matter where it is. Price can be at a dollar. We're saying never hit two. Then when it's at two, there's others there saying it's not going to ever hit three. And you know this. So don't worry about what others are saying about what it's not going to achieve, especially people whose ratings on predicting are not good. That'd be my suggestion. Tyler's tip of the day. And so that's it. I am definitely going to end this now. Thank you very much. I hope this is again helpful. We'll get down here and bring me back up where I can be seen. Hopefully, now I see I forgot to reduce my picture down, so I was probably real huge during that whole time and covering up some information. So silly old me, and I'm still learning this. But hey, you learn something new every day, don't you, folks? You really do. And so now I'm going to take me and my display capture pull back down here. And maybe that's it. Is this the future? Is this the future of SoFi right here? And I believe it is. I honestly do. So I could, again, I've always said I could be wrong. Well, again, I hope you have a great day, a happy day. I hope you have a very very prosperous future, and that I can help you in that endeavor. And then I just hope you the wish for you the best of health, because that's the most important thing, to be healthy and be surrounded with people that love you. So thank you very much again, and I appreciate your patience going through some of this that we may have rehashed. And hey, like I said, have a great day, everybody. That's all.